And for today's live stream, just to kind of keep things rolling along, I'm just going to model this with you. So here we are. We're at TooTallToby.com. We're going to say get started, and we're going to take a look at the challenge 25-04-08. Now, if we go all the way down to the bottom here, we see that model is reserved for members who have the Practice Models Premium subscription. But here at the top, we see that it is available in our featured challenge practice models. So let's get in here, 25-04-08, and let's try to model this up using Onshape. So I'm going to say click here to begin and reveal drawing and go. So what is the mass of this part in XXXX grams? And for a model like this, what I'm going to try to do first is I'm going to try to ask myself, where should the origin be? Now, I know the clock is running. I know that I'm kind of burning off time here, but I think that if you come up with a good game plan, you can save that time on the tail end. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to try to model this part up, and I'm going to start out by asking myself kind of how I would build this part. And I think that the way that I would build this part, you know, feature by feature, I think that I would probably start out with this kind of base section here. Kind of start out with this base section here and then build off of that. Maybe I'll build this fin that comes up and has this circular boss here, and then I'll mirror that across. Maybe I'll create a circular boss here, bring it up, and then I can do my counterbore geometry. So I think that's going to be kind of the general order that I'm going to use, but this is something you always want to think to yourself. You know, if you're looking at a physical part, if you've got something physical in your hand and you're going to model it up, look at it and ask yourself kind of the order in which features should be built and the different types of features that you might be using to construct that model. So it looks like for this model, it's mainly just going to be extrudes, boss extrudes, cut extrudes. That should give me most of what I need for this model. So now I'm going to get a little bit more nuance with my game plan, and I'm going to ask myself, well, where should the origin be? If this is going to be my first sketch, if my first sketch is going to look something like this, where should the origin be? And I think I'll put the origin right here. It's, you know, everything is centered, it's center line symmetric, and I've got this 90 dimension and this 155 dimension here. So I think it makes sense to maybe just have the origin right here. It's a nice little baseline for some of my dimensions in the model. So then the next question is, how much detail should I include in that first sketch? And I think that because I'm working in Onshape, I'll probably opt to include quite a bit of detail here and then just extrude from these sketches. Now, certainly if you're using a different CAD package, you could still use a similar workflow where you include all the information in your first sketch. It's just a matter of what you're comfortable with, and are you comfortable extruding multiple contours from the same sketch? And in Onshape, I am very comfortable doing that. Now, one thing that makes this model a little bit tricky is that we've got this dimension here, 65, or this dimension here, 155, which is coming from essentially this edge, this sharp edge right here. This kind of sharp edge, blade edge that's being created by this 45-degree cut. So once we create the dimension to here, which is this 155 dimension, we're going to need to kind of cut this thing off along the back side to leave us with that coplanar geometry along the back side of this part. And that's kind of the one thing that makes this model a little bit tricky. So I think that after I create that basic shape, that basic extrusion, I'm going to pretty soon after get in there and cut away that corner. And then I think I'll create this as my next sketch. Create this geometry up here. Create that geometry as my next sketch, and that should pretty much take care of any of the tricky areas of the model. Now, I know that at this point I've already run off 3 minutes of the clock, and that may seem like a lot of time, and maybe it could even seem like a waste of time to you. But like I said earlier, I think it's really important to take a few minutes and kind of come up with a game plan before you actually jump into modeling the geometry. But now we are at that point. Now we are ready to model that geometry. If you agree that it's a good idea to come up with a game plan first, hit the like button on this video. I think it's always good to come up with a game plan. But let me move this over to my second screen. Let me bring up my keyboard cam so you can see all my cool shortcuts in Onshape. And let's get going here. Create a document, 25-04-08, gate hinge 3. I am going to create this in the public space, so if you are an Onshape user, you can always log in and search for this document name, and you can take a look at my entire feature tree and history in the Onshape history section. So you can always look through and take a look at my model. And so now, following my game plan, well, the first thing I'm going to do is go to this hamburger menu, and then I'm going to say workspace units and make sure that I'm working in millimeters, make sure that I'm working in grams, which I am. So now I'm going to go top plane, begin a sketch, orient my view, And I'm going to do that using the N key to orient my view. So that workflow is pick the front plane, press the S key, begin a sketch, or sorry, pick the top plane, press the S key, begin a sketch, press the N key to get normal 2, press the S key and jump into a circle command. And I'm going to create a circle here with a diameter of 22. That's my through hole. Create another circle here with a diameter of 44. That's my counter bore hole. And create another circle here with a diameter of 35 times 2. That's that kind of arc that's out at the front of the model. So there is what the beginning of your first sketch should look like if you're kind of following through as a tutorial. And then I'm going to create a line here, and this line is going to move over in this direction, and this line is going to have a distance of 90, enter, and then it's going to move over in this direction, and it's going to have a distance of 65, enter. Then I'll come out this way, and this line here is going to come over about 130 over 2, so about 65. Come over in this direction, single click. Now here's a little trick you can do in Onshape. You can move away from that end point, come back to that end point, and then move away again, and that creates an arc for you automatically. And when you left click on the end point of that arc, you can let go of your mouse and you can type in the dimension 170. And then finally, I'm just going to take this line and connect it here on this point. I don't think I'm going to be able to get tangent to the circle and tangent to the line or the original arc. That's what I really want. I really want to be tangent to this and coincident to the circle, all three. That would be like the trifecta. I don't think I'm going to get all three, so I'm going to hit escape here and just pick this and this. Make sure that they are tangent by pressing T. Then I'll pick this and this, make sure that they are tangent. Maybe I did get all three. Wow, I'm like a pro. Onshape certified pro. I'm going to click on this line here and I'm going to press Q. I'm going to click on this line here and press Q as well, just to make them for construction. And then I'm going to take this line, arc, line, and this construction line. And then I'm going to click the mirror command to mirror that over to the other side. So now I'm ready to get in here and create a line. Single click. I could kind of put my mouse over this point so that I get exactly vertical to that point. Single click, move back, move over that end point, and then move around again. Takes me into that little arc command, and then I can close off that geometry. And that's how you can create that tombstone shape all in one pass, and that's a very good workflow to practice. Now this point and this point, I'm going to press I. That way those 2 points become coincident. And then I'm going to press the S key here and just add a dimension from here to here. Now we also could have done that with a slot. Slot would have been totally reasonable there as well. But I'm just going to do it here with more traditional sketch geometry. Continuing with my dimension command, since I'm already in there, I'll make this 130. And then I'll add in an angle here of 45 degrees. And looks like maybe I'm still missing a tangency here somewhere. Let's see, I'm going to grab this point and just move it. Yep, I sure am. So let's make sure that we've got this, or actually let's do it down below here. This and this, press T for tangent, and there we go. And that is what your first sketch should look like if you're following along as a tutorial. I'll kind of drop these dimensions out here so you can see them a little bit more clearly. But that's probably what you want your first sketch to look like in Onshape so that you can then jump in and start extruding this geometry. So let's jump right into that next step. So we're going to go here. We're going to go S key, extrude. Press the space bar to clear everything, and that way we can just go through and we can pick those different regions. So we're going to pick this region here to extrude. We're going to pick, that's probably all we need, right? Take that region and we're going to extrude that out to a height of 20, and we can press enter, enter again. And then we could pick maybe this region and S key extrude, and we can bring that up to a height of 28. And then we can pick this region down here, the kind of counter bore region, and we can press the S key and choose extrude. Now this is going to be a remove because we're going to be removing material. And instead of that remove beginning from down here where the sketch plane is, we'll say starting offset. And in Onshape, when you do a starting offset, you could say you want that to offset to a face. So you say you want this to be a remove, so we're removing material, start that offset from a face, and then all you need to do is put in the depth of your counter bore. Now, we could have also done that counter bore with the hole tool. I use the hole tool a lot in my tutorials, though, so I just kind of wanted to mix it up a little bit for this tutorial. So if you like the variety of these tutorials, hit the like button on this video. All right, and now we're going to hide this sketch here. And I think these extra sketches were just from some selecting I was doing in the beginning just as I was getting started and showing some shortcuts. So I'll just get rid of those. So there we go. We've got this one sketch, kind of our main sketch here. And then we've got this extrude, extrude, extrude for that main plate, this circular part that's sticking up, and then the counter bore. So now, again, sticking with the game plan, pick this face, S key, begin a sketch, N key, and then I can sketch a triangle here and then use that triangle to remove that geometry at 45 degrees. So S key dimension, add in a dimension here at 45 degrees, and then S key extrude, and this is going to be a remove through all. So remove through all, we hit the check mark, and there we go. That gives us that nice knife edge that's running along the backside of that model. And so now we can begin getting into what is going to be kind of the end game of this model, this blade section over here. So we can create a collinear line, a line here at an angle, create this shape, create this circle, and then we should be able just to continue to do those extrudes like we did earlier. So what we can do here is we can go to this face here, S key, begin a sketch, N key to get normal to, S key to begin a line. We could maybe start our line here at this point, or maybe even over here. Come over here to this point, just create like a quick line running along the bottom. And then in Onshape, if you hold your mouse over this line first, and then you move up in this direction, you'll see that you can get a parallel relationship. So we'll make that parallel, come back, touch the end point, come up and around, and we're going to say this is going to go around to a radius of 26. And then we're going to continue our line here, make sure that we're getting tangent, continue our line down to here. Maybe I'll just drop it in space, and then I'll grab this endpoint and just connect it here. And that way those two become tangent. Now, really, this should probably be a circle. So I can just jump into the circle command and just make a circle here like this. Boom, we've got our circle. And then I can drop in another circle here with that diameter of 30. So just making a second circle overlapping with the first circle, that's fine. In Onshape, that's okay. It's not gonna hiccup or anything when we go to extrude. It's just gonna let us use the closed region. So now the final thing I need to do here is just add some dimensions. So there's gonna be a dimension from here to here with an angle of, I believe, 35. Yep, 35 for that one. And then there's going to be a height dimension here from this point down to the bottom of the part. And that height dimension is going to be 66. And there we go. Nice, fully defined sketch. So that is what your third sketch should look like. The second sketch was that little triangle shape to lop off that 45 degrees. And then that is what your third sketch should look like. And so now what we can do is we can choose to extrude that geometry. So S key extrude. And we're going to say that we want to extrude, let me hit the space bar here, just this section to a depth of 15 millimeters. And we will reverse the direction on that. There we go. That'll be an add. And then we can show that sketch again, and we can pick this region here. And we can do S key extrude. And now, just like we did earlier, we could say we want that to start with an offset. So I think this starting offset is going to be, let's see here, it's 130 to the, let's just do some quick math here. So it's 130 to the original walls, and then it's 150 here to the outer walls. So that's going to be 10 per side. So we're going to have 10 here. 10 per side, and then it's only 90 to the inside, so that's going to be, let's see here, so 130 minus 15, so that's 100 minus that, so that's 5, so 5 per side on this side here. So just a little bit of quick math there to get that to the correct geometric state. Now, of course, if those, openings were part of the customer's design intent, then maybe we would solve this a little differently, but in this case, we could just say that starting offset is going to be 10 millimeters, reverse the direction. So there we go. There's our 10 millimeter offset. And then the depth of this thing is going to be 30. Right? Whoops. Let's see here. Starting offset. Depth is going to go in that way. There we go. I flipped the wrong one. The depth is going to be 30. Now, the cool thing is that once we mirror this, we can really quickly double check and make sure that we got that math correct. But before we mirror it, let's do one more extrusion, and that's going to be a cut extrude here. And another really cool thing about Onshape is I can just pick this face. I don't have to make a sketch. I don't have to pick the face, begin a sketch, and then do convert entities. I can just pick this face and then do extrude, remove, and through all. And so you see Onshape grabs the boundary of that face without forcing me to create a new sketch. It just grabs the face geometry and extrudes that. So that way I can get that whole side face to be nice and smooth and kind of continue that curvature like what we see in the drawing. So now let's go to a mirror command. And in Onshape, you want to remember that up top here, you want to set this to a feature mirror. And we will feature mirror these 1, 2, 3 features. And then our mirror plane is going to be the front plane. So you pick the front plane here, and there we go. And anytime you're doing a pattern or a mirror in Onshape, if it goes red like that, just remember you can hit reapply features, and that'll almost always take care of it. Not every single time, but a lot of times that'll take care of it. So we hit the green check mark, and there we go. We do what's called the final spin. We say, yeah, this looks pretty close to what's on the drawing. So now we're going to press the letter P. That hides our planes. We're going to right mouse button on the part, and we're going to say assign material. And then down here, and then the material is shown in the title block. So that material is plain carbon steel from the TooTallToby custom materials library. I've got a video on how to set up your Onshape custom materials library as well. And then we can take a look down here in the corner, and we can see that the mass properties button, click on that mass properties button, click here on the part, 3984.1 grams. So let's go back into the TooTallToby practice models app, and it's going to be, wait, what was it again? 3984.1 grams. So 3984.1 and enter. And oh yeah, we did it. Congratulations. This answer is correct. And you can see here that we did this using Onshape, got the correct answer, and I'm going to say submit. And when you click submit, you're going to be awarded 1 point on the community scoreboard. So I'm going to say submit. And we did it. Well done. Your answer was within the specified tolerance. I like it. So now if we go back to more challenges, we can take a look here at the featured model, the practice models featured challenge practice model. And we can see here that 6 people have completed this model. So 6 of you watching, and maybe somebody who's not watching, but 6 of you watching have completed this model. And let's take a look here at our top 100. And it looks like our very first finisher was none other than Ricardo Salado. So he continues to dominate, and looks like he finished it in 5 minutes and 40 seconds. Wow, that is impressive. And CSWE Victor did it in 6 minutes and 2 seconds using Onshape. Metab did it here in 6:47. Rambro's Workshop did it here in 7 minutes, 20 seconds. And Undefined Explode did it in 13 minutes, 47 seconds. Wow, 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 wow. Congratulations to all of our finishers here in the top 100 leaderboard here. This is really cool. Let's just refresh, see if anybody else is going to get in here. But wow, that is awesome. That's fast, dude. 5 minutes, 40 seconds. That's screaming. So good job. Great job. A lot of times, CSWE Victor, you can see he's using Onshape here. A lot of times what he does is he goes into the TooTallToby Discord and then drops a link.